Panthers. It'll be Jimmy and I on the broadcast, and of course, good old Landis, Utopia Burmeister on the camera. High spiraling kickoff, taken there at the 12-yard line.
Hefflinger, number 3.
Hefflinger, yep. Okay, return straight ahead, and a good return, Jimmy. We'll take a 30-yard line on a kickoff.
Oh, yes, indeed, Spike, and a great night for football, and 109 rivalry that's got a lot of things to settle here tonight. But Tigers need a good test.
Yes, absolutely. You know, since Coach Lindgren moved in, the Liberty's had a huge edge in the record with Delta. But then when Mike Vickers has come in, it's tightened things up. Tigers have won the last 2, Delta the 2 prior to that. All right, Tigers come out with the wing package. Into the backfield, the pitch to Slee, and of course that quick Delta defense all over that, and a loss of yard on the play, bring up 2nd down and 11.
Yeah, it had to be an early quick blitz there. Was in the backfield right when he took the handoff, and dropped him for about a 2-yard loss there, Spike.
Yeah, as we were talking before the game, you know, Delta just like a lot like Liberty, they've got small, quick players, and so this is going to be one of those tremendous games. Now a little play action. Tip Lady looks upfield, and he's got Quigley open catch up at the 43-yard line.
Yeah, there was plenty of green shirts out there, Spike, but Quigley just kind of shuffled along there in his pattern, and he saw that ball coming. He had enough room to make the catch. Good, sure hands on Quigley.
Yeah, gain of 16 yards on the play. It'll be a 1st and 10 for Liberty Center at their own 44-yard line, and that's kind of nice. Now we've got a little field position.
Yeah, and give that offensive line credit for keeping the green shirts off a Tip Lady back there.
All right, wing package set to the left. Here is the pitch to Slee, trying to get some running room. Jim, I tell you, down on that field, it's pretty treacherous, a lot worse than what you might think. It's pretty slippery out there. Of course, in the middle, it's muddy and tough traction for the running game.
Is that right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it has rained just about every other day with no sunshine in between, so keeps things saturated. But I know you were out there before the game, Spike, so you did have a pretty good view of that. Will they wear special cleats or anything like that, or don't they do that anymore?
I don't think you're going to find anything that deals with mud that well. All right, give straight ahead to Butler. Butler on a quick line plunge. He'll pick up about... we'll give him a couple on the play. It'll bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, Moose Butler, Brandon Butler there's had a good second half of the season there. He was a little dinged up early on, and so forth. Had to set a little timeout right from the get-go. But, boy, he's emerged as a nice alternative ball carrier back there in the Tiger backfield.
All right, now Liberty Center stays with that wing package to the left. Slee the fullback, play action again. Tip Lady has to get rid of it. They were all over Tip Lady. Good pass rush, and that's one of the few times where he's actually been in big trouble this year.
Yes, Spike, I think we had a stat going on him about a game ago where he'd only suffered about one official sack in a game.
Yeah.
Well, he's pretty elusive, but boy, they had a hold of him there, and he couldn't step into that throw, and so he didn't throw it up for grabs. That we gotta love.
All right, Wes Shoemaker back in punt formation. Liberty 4th and 8 from the 45. End over end punt. Delta Panther return man slips down, and he's going to be hauled down right away.
Right on the spot there. Who got him?
Let's see. Perchlik, number 64.
Okay, 54.
Pretty sure it was Perchlik.
54 is Weakers, and 64 is Perchlik, but good, sure tackle. Kind of bobbled that thing back there a little bit, and so that punt kind of pins them back for their first possession here, Spike.
You could see his right heel want to give way on that slippery turf. You're just not going to be able to dig in too well, of course, and that won't help, obviously, 90% of their offense featuring the Vickers brothers running the ball.
Was that Schindorf or was that a Vickers that took that punt reception?
Couldn't tell. All right, now they run a man in motion. They give off to Vickers, fumble, and the Tigers forward it. It's Liberty Center football.
57, Chad McClary bounced on that one, but Spike, it's been said over the radio and in the papers that Tigers got to eliminate those turnovers to absolutely zilch and get a few turnovers in order to stand up well against protects his Panther outfit. What a good turn of events.
Somebody really popped Derek Vickers, number 34. We'll have to get that on the replay on TV5. Give to Slee off the right side. Slee tripped up.
Moose Butler on the lead block there, but Slee didn't get too much past that block. Maybe a gain of a couple yards is all, Spike.
Yeah, this game with the field as treacherous as it is, we could be looking at a very low-scoring game.
16-yard line, we're in close. You got to call this red zone, and somehow the Tigers got to figure out how to do it, Spike.
All right. Tigers come out with Hesterman in the wing package to the right, now in motion toward the left side of the offense. Here's the give to Slee, straight up the middle. And the Panthers doing what they have always done well since Coach Vickers has come in. They stop that inside run.
Well, they know that we prefer to have a lot of strong runs by Tate Slee, and so they would be looking for Mr. number 25 as best they can. And, of course, the blocking schemes haven't had time to really firm up against this Panther unit yet, Spike.
All right, coming up, we're going to have, let's see, they got a wide out to the far side of the field. Tigers in a 3rd and 9 from the 17. Here is the give to Butler, trying to kick it outside. Tries to make a cut between two Delta defenders. Never really had a chance to go north and south to square those shoulders. He did finally, but by that time they had him honed in.
Yeah, going to the Tiger right side, trying to get around that end. You just see him sort of hesitate out there looking for some space. And, boy, the green jerseys were a coming, Spike, and so they stopped him.
All right, here we go. 4th and 7. From the 14-yard line, Tigers line up with a double wing package. Man in motion to the left. Here's rolling out left is Tip Lady. Looks upfield. Now he's going to turn it up, put his head down. Jimmy, I don't know. I think he may be a little short.
Wow, I wasn't covering all those receivers with my eyes down there. Was anybody open?
No, I couldn't find anybody open. All right, well, Tigers had field position, but Delta digs in on defense, stuffing the run, and that time with good pass coverage. And that'll give Delta a 1st and 10 at their own 13.
Tigers.
7:29 left here in the first quarter.
Tigers practice that kicking game a lot in the practices, Spike. I mean, that's close enough almost for a possible field goal try if they felt confident with it.
Well, you're looking at 35-yard field goal. That's getting out at beyond the edge. All right, a little quick out pass and a big gain. I think that was Marcus Vickers on the reception.
And Hefflinger out there, 24 also, Whitford. Irving, rather. I don't know why I want to call him Whitford all the time, but Dan Irving, also other Tigers on the coverage there, but gives them a little breathing room, Spike. They're out on the 28-yard line.
All right, that was a gain of 15 yards on that little swing pass. So now Delta out at the 28. Wing package this side, motion the other way with Marcus Vickers. Now they give to Derek, and he's hit almost immediately.
Yeah, I think Hesterman fought his block off and got a mid on him, but then also looked like McClory in there, and I don't know who else.
All right, a quick look at our defense tonight. We've got Phil Miller and Quigley. Phil Miller, 58, and Quigley alternating at one defensive end. Honaki, 77, the other defensive end. Chad McClory, the nose guard. 3 defensive backs in Wes Shoemaker, Hefflinger, and all right, we'll get to the play. Here's the deep pitch, and a lot of running room for Marcus Vickers, and we're going to get a late flag. I don't like the looks of that.
I don't know.
But the run got him up to about the 45-yard line. That's another gain of 13.
Spike, maybe a wrongful block there.
Aha! I was afraid of a face mask.
No, it looked like a kind of a wrongful block there. Tigers trying hard to get a beat on that ball carrier, and I believe he got nudged in the back there, somebody.
All right, assuming we've got the 10-yard walk-off from the spot of the foul, the ball will be back at around the 30-yard line, which will make it about 2nd down and 8 or 9. All right, the rest of that defense is Irving, the other defensive back, and then linebackers Hesterman 84, Slee 25, Perchlik 64, Butler 35, and Weekers 54.
All right.
Hard pass over the middle.
Yeah, pretty good coverage. Perchlik there, closest defender by the Tigers, but quarterback had a lot of time there, Spike.
Yeah, well, and with the way the offenses are now, you see a lot more of the quick three-step drop and fire, and it's very hard to get to the quarterback under those circumstances.
3rd and 9, no. Tigers need one more good stop, and they'll get to get their hands on the ball again.
Yep. Well, and then, of course, Delta fumbled the football before. But I'd hate to see another turnover play. 5:48. Wing package plus an extra receiver out to this side.
It's going to cost them 5, Spike. Everybody run, but the center didn't snap the ball. 5 more. It'll be 3rd and 14 here now for the Panthers. And, 3rd and 9 is difficult enough, but you put in another 5 yards on that, and that starts, that's a big-time piece of offense you need.
Right, and the difference is you can play a little pitch and catch on 3rd and 9, but 3rd and 14, all of a sudden, now you got to think about throwing the ball upfield, which, of course, is not what Delta wants to do.
So that helped Tiger defense out now. They just need to get on that line of scrimmage and get her done here, Spike.
3rd and 14 from the 24-yard line. They set up with the offense offset to the right. Wing over here on that side. Long count. Give off that left side, and the Tiger defense, now they run the big pitch outside.
Got him, though.
And finally hauled down out there by Irving with help from McClory, I think, over there.
That's a good fake by the Panther quarterback there. We was all sure it was Muck Vickers coming right up the side there, but not so. He pulled it out and then made that deep pitch. It got some yards, but couldn't convert, Spike.
Okay. Tigers able to stay with it that time. That's one thing you learn. You got to stay home. Irving did exactly that. Now Tigers up in their punt return formation. They've got
Damian Mays is deep there.
Damian Mays at his own 33-yard line. He really chunked that one, but it takes a good Delta roll. And now heading for the sideline, and that'll be down there at the 35-yard line. 32-yard punt with no return.
Spike, I think the Tigers have got to be encouraged greatly. They've had a couple series to face up with the Delta boys and played them dead even, and even hung some statistics on them.
Well,
but if they get another opportunity down there in the red zone, they got to come up with some points.
Yeah, and I think running the football, especially between the tackles, is going to be pretty difficult. All right, give straight ahead, and Delta really doing a good job of penetrating. Not much running room at all for Slee. I think he got back to the line of scrimmage, and that's going to be it. That offensive line for Liberty Center, we've got Brandon Stacy, number 62 at center. The guard, Seth Weekers, number 54. And Jacob Perchlik, 64. Tackles, Phil Miller, 58. And number 77, Honaki. Quigley at one end and Irving at the other. All right, here is the give to Slee again, and again, no gain on the play. Delta, Jim, you can't say enough for their defense.
Yeah, I just watching that play there, Hesterman had a good block, a good seal block, and I think if Slee would have been a half a hole to his outside on that, he may still be running. But he kind of, I don't know where the play was called for, but there was just too much congestion right there.
All right, 3rd and 10, 3:45 left first period. Hesterman in motion this way. Here is the give to Slee off the right side. Oh.
Butler that time.
Oh, Butler, excuse me. No, that was Slee.
Was it Slee?
Yeah, that
35,
was Slee.
25. And boy, there's three, off the right side plays that netted
1 yard.
Half a yard.
Yeah,
there.
half a yard. All right, from their own 36-yard line, Liberty Center forced to punt the football.
Oh, a low snap.
And again, a low line drive punt, that time caught, and a return possible around the left side. Weekers, I believe, hauls him down up around the 45-yard line of Delta.
27 had a piece of that too, which would be our Joe Bodenbender out there, punt coverage, Spike. Well, better field position here for the Panthers as they begin what would be maybe their fourth possession already.
Well, I don't know. Delta's been able to stop Liberty's run, and now they're on offense. But a couple of a penalty and a fumble have slowed them down. All right, give to the second back through. A lot of running room that time for Derek Vickers, number 34. And he'll pick up about 7 on the play. Make it an 8-yard gain, and it'll be second down and 2 at the Tiger 48-yard line.
Yeah, they give PA.
Excuse me, 43-yard line.
PA system gives Derek Heffler credit for that tackle. I think there was a linebacker jumped in there with him.
All right, full house T backfield here. 2 tight end set. Tigers in there, 3-5 defense.
Ooh.
Uh-oh, give to Vickers off the left side. Finds that open hole and gone. 43-yard touchdown for Derek Vickers.
Yep, Mr. McVickers showing good speed there, Spike. He had a nice hole to get through over there, and boy, he just poured it on, and the Tigers couldn't catch him at all.
Well, look at that, and you see the heritage there. They've got the size of the reards and the quick athletic moves, if you will, of more of a track person from the Vickers side. So, at the 2:21 mark, Delta leads 6-0. They'll line up to kick the PAT. Well, Jimmy, the score was 6-1 for a minute there. Now they've got it 7-1.
That's right. I don't know what we're doing with the 1 on our side, but they wiped her off and else filled out that 0 up there.
All right.
Delta had good field position to start that drive, and as you mentioned, full house backfield there, a couple good blocks, and they hung one on the Tigers.
Yeah, well, Delta sold themselves out to stopping Liberty Center's run. They had 9 men in there at least, and blitzes and stuff, and it's just that made it that much tougher. So Liberty will have to beat them, you know, sooner or later on that quick hitter that goes 80 yards, or else it's going to have to be in the air. Well, hey, let's get some sponsors here. We've got the porch coaches with Rick Miller, Mike Mann, Dave Moeller, Jeff Spangler, Chris Zacharias, Louis Miller, Dan Brown, Ronnie Hoover, Terry Bowers, Tim Bowers, Matt A, Dave Silvis, Bob Shaddy, Rob Shaddy, Kevin Moeller, Louis Miller. I got Louis. Yeah, I got to get Louis.
Got enough Millers there?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
All right, we got Dave's Auto Service with Dave Perry. The Railside Meat Market with Bob Miller.
Another Miller.
Boy, there's a million of them. Tiger Shop with Bob and Julie Shaddy. Here's the kickoff. Good leg into it, taken there at the 13-yard line by Hefflinger. Hefflinger returns straight ahead into the scrum and gets up to about the 27-yard line before they finally bring him down. Jeff and Todd Spangler with the Holgate Metal Fab located in Napoleon. Kyle Kern with KK Collision, state-of-the-art body work, all mechanical work, and now they even do diesel work as well.
Yeah, I caught that on their sign on the way by there.
Henry County Bank with Bill Wendt, Swanton Welding with Norm Zeider, and the dugout with Steve and Catherine Parasini. Well, the Tigers come out with a spread formation to the left, give again to Slee, and Slee picks up about 3. That time, Delta forced to spread their defense out, so the little more running room in the inside.
Well, one of the chess match aspirations of that game is to get them to tighten up to continue to stop that run, and then that gives receivers room to run on a quick pitch.
Well, as they've been for the last several years, as we've already mentioned, that Delta defense very quick. It's just hard to run. Now Tip Lady launches and knocked away from Quigley as he had a man step on his man out here right around the midfield stripe. Pretty well thrown pass, but a good defensive play by the double coverage out there on Quigley.
Yep.
So that'll bring up Third down and 8 for Liberty Center from their own 29-yard line. Tigers need a little bit of a break here somewhere. They've got Quigley now spread out wide to this side along with Irving. A single setback, Slee. Uh-oh.
Movement there for the Tigers. They didn't like, it wasn't delay a game. He gave a motion sign there. So somebody wasn't quite set or didn't stay set, Spike, and darn, that's makes us a 3rd and 13. Remember, Delta went from a 3rd and 9 to a 3rd and 14 and couldn't convert, and here we are on a 3rd and 13.
All right, Tigers will come out in the same motion. Quigley over here, Irving over here, Hesterman in the slot on this close side. Quick 3-step drop over the middle.
Good
and a first down! Quigley with a great pair of hands!
You know, he was being tackled, mauled, whatever you want to say, at the opportune time that ball came, but big, strong tight end just looked that ball right into his mitts, cradled it, and first down.
Boy, that's major league there.
That was.
And Quigley, when he came down, the feet were still driving. That gave him that little extra impetus to get over that marker.
Yeah, he didn't have that by more than a yard, if that.
All right, Tigers come out with the exact same formation. They've got, the give off to Slee. Slee off the left side, and he'll pick up maybe a yard on the play, a yard and a half. Yeah, they're spreading everybody out wide now. That time, Butler was out in the wing spot over on the right. So that gives Delta something else to contend with now, as they've seen that the Tigers can throw the ball over the middle.
Yeah, Tip Lady, for the most part, has been real accurate tonight, or if it's not there, he throws it away, and that you just can't ask anymore of your quarterback.
Wing package to the right with Irving spread out wide to the far side. Here is the give to Slee. Butler off the left side. Tigers working out a little angle there, and they pick up about 3 more on the play.
Yeah, Joe Spicer out there leading a little interference ahead of him.
Yeah,
number 69.
Spicer, when we mentioned that starting lineup, Spicer also will see action on a rotating basis at the guard spots with Perchlik and Weekers. You know, Perchlik and Weekers are going both ways all the way, so it's good that they get that break occasionally.
Oh, exactly.
All right. We've got a timeout down on the field, or not a timeout, excuse me, a timeout for the first quarter break. It's Delta 7, Liberty Center 0. All right, some more sponsors here. We've got Megan Irving with Wells Bowen Realtors, located in Napoleon, Ohio, of course.
That'd be some of Dan's relation, perhaps?
Absolutely, older sister. Hill Asphalt Paving with Randy Hill. Trucker's Paradise with Lynn and Jerry Ripke. And of course, she features her 57 kinds of wonderful homemade pies. And you can't beat eggs and potatoes, Jimmy, out there.
Oh, they call that a mess.
Oh, yeah.
Back in the 60s, they were serving that up anytime, all night long, Spike.
Oh, yeah.
Many a guy, got rid of his girl or, kissed her goodnight, went out and had that very meal.
Okay, we've got the Sky Bank in Liberty Center. Pizzanello's Pizza, home of the slice of pizza to go for $1 during their buffet hours of 11 to 2 and 4 to 8. That with Craig and Sherry Myers. Spiess Trailer Court, owned by Rick Spiess. B.A. Miller & Sons Trucking with Norma Miller. All right, Tigers come out here to open the second quarter, 3rd and 7 at their own 41-yard line. They've got Irving spread out wide to this side with Hesterman in the slot. Back to throw, has to scramble, has time, now throws deep.
Hesterman.
He's got a man out here and just overthrown.
Yeah, Hesterman had a little bit of a shot at that as he was twisting and turning, but didn't quite find a handle.
Yeah, well, he had his man beat once he turned it up. But as you said, once he got twisted and turned to get his hands on the ball.
Yeah, it looks like the punt team coming in there, and they're going to try and pin Delta deep. Here is Shoemaker with a good leg, and Tiger getting ready to play some more defense.
Now they're going to respot the ball to the other hash. That's a little strange when he rolled this way and then threw this way. All right.
Hey, gonna throw it. Look at that.
He's got him open, caught by Hesterman, all the way down to the Delta 40-yard line. Oh, Jimmy, you can't be running those fakes.
I think they must have been working on that in practice, but Spike, that's what it's all about. Tigers, if they're going to get her done, they got to reach into that hat full of tricks and pull something out they think might work. Wes Shoemaker looked like he's been wanting to play quarterback.
You know, and I thought about that, but I said, no, not in a game against a team like Delta. Rex isn't that stupid.
Well, he's a catcher on the baseball team, so he's got a good arm, and he showed it there.
Yes. All right, Slee now pounding off the left side. A gain of almost 5 yards on the play.
Yes, sir. Even with that kind of spot we usually get, Spike, Tigers are on the move.
Well, you know, somebody said one time, some wise old football sage, that's why they give you 4 downs, not to run 3 and then be a weenie about it, you know. So, all right, 2nd down and 5. Tigers come to the line of scrimmage. We got Danny Irving spread out wide to the far side. Irving, the wing back on the left. Here is the give to Slee.
Yep, not too much there, but keeping them thinking, Spike.
Well, they gave him a pretty terrible spot, too. I thought he should have had another.
With where they are now on the field, this is 4-down territory.
Yeah.
So Tigers have got 2 downs to get to the marker. I like their execution. By golly, you just gotta use everything you got.
10:35, 3rd and a long 4 from the 34. Hesterman motion to the left. Here is the give. And I believe Butler may have it. I believe that was Butler blasting through that left side.
About the spot, but it's right there within a whisker. Yep, he says move them. All right,
Wow.
they got a drive going here.
Yeah, now that's big. 3rd down and 4, and you're able to power it right at that Delta defense. You know, they had everything going their way early on, the Delta defense, and now Tigers have managed to get things switched around a little bit.
Yeah, there's just a little bit of indecision on those green jerseys out there as to how to do it right now.
Behind Honacki and Weekers. Now double tight end set, play action out of the double tights. Oh, no. Wow. Well, you can say it's as good as a punt, but I don't like it anyway.
Yeah, Quigley did real good nailing his man when he made puts him on the 5-yard line, so Tiger defense is going to see if they can hold him right there right now. But, wow, what a good drive by the Tigers, Spike.
Well, we've had the ball twice, once in the red zone, once in Delta's territory, but at least they're pinned back deep.
Yeah.
Boy, now these next couple plays could really have a huge influence on how the entire game can go here. Delta in a very vanilla type offense. They're running out of almost a straight T formation. Here's the give to the second back, and the Tigers all over that.
Yes, sir.
One guy that was obviously in on the tackle was Slee, number 25, but there were about 5 Tigers in on that.
Yep, there was no hole to be made there. Some hard-hitting blocking there. We could hear the pads pop, but there was no hole opened up, and right there's where it was. They give him a scant yard, but he sure didn't get any more than that. But Spike, you know, thinking about that pass, the pass is what's kept our drive going several times, so you gotta have one of those.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. Same T-run here. Give up the middle. Nothing again there. Maybe a yard.
Yeah, Tiger defense knows they got him right there on the almost to their goal line, Spike. So if it's ever time to suck it up and make those hits, this is it. And
right.
and they're doing it.
And you want to be able to eat that up, but just as soon as you take that one step in and they run some kind of a delay, that's what's the cat and mouse thing about it.
But I think they sense the need for getting it done on this series right here.
Yeah, 3rd and 8 from their own 4-yard line. Little hesitation.
Not gonna happen.
Nothing again. They stayed with that very vanilla offense. And the Tiger defense gives up only 3 yards on 3 plays. That'll bring up 4th down, and we'll call it 5 yards to go on their own 5-yard line.
Yeah.
4th and 6.
Yeah, great defensive stand there by the Tigers. Now they're going to get the ball. Damian Mays back on Delta's 40-yard line. This ought to be good position for the Tigers when it's all said and done.
High spiraling punt. And fumbled. Well, that ball had that spiraling.
Tigers get her back.
Oh, my.
Woo!
Who came up with that, baby?
No.
Got you right here. We've got it.
24. Was it 24?
Or that or Butler, 35.
Oh.
I thought maybe Butler had it.
Man, well, Damian Mays can take a deep breath then because, man,
Well,
he
that punt,
knew.
it was like it fell off a table.
Yeah.
It had that spiral that was going through there, and then all of a sudden it was spiraling straight down.
Yeah.
It was just like a sinker. And
Yeah, but boy,
pitch.
I tell you, Spike, we held him in a hole. Now we've got it on the 35-yard line, so you just gotta wipe that pass off and wipe this punt reception off. Tigers looking very good now if they can just sustain a drive.
all right, little problem with gear over here, so we've got a timeout while we make some adjustments. Hesterman trying to find a proper fitting helmet. Well, in the meantime, a few more sponsors here. We've got Davis Farm Services and Delta and Liberty with Karen Howell. The Liberty Center Consulting Group with Mark and Jody Bly. Well, now they're probably going to call a delay of game.
Well, wasn't there an equipment timeout there, or that just doesn't work in that manner?
Well, it does, but I imagine once they started the time for the play,
Okay.
yeah, that was a matter of knowing. That's the only thing I can think. Okay, we've got Schaefer Truck and RV Sales and Rentals, Terry and Todd Schaefer. Miller Brother Trucking in Napoleon with Skip Miller. Eon Industries with Judy Leininger and Dawn Bender. And Mitchell Farm Equipment with Tom, Pat, Barb, and Mike Mitchell. Double wing set. In motion Hefflinger. Give to Hefflinger. Tries to cut it up, but the defensive end stayed home for Delta and no gain on the play. Second down and 15 to go.
Yeah, there was just no place for Derek to cut up. He swung around there to the left side. I almost thought they got an arm around his helmet making a tackle, but
yes, as a matter of fact, I
didn't signal that way.
would tend to agree with you. All right, Tigers now have Irving spread out wide to this side. He drops back in the slot, and that makes Quigley the wide receiver over here. Over the middle, and a great defensive dive. Quigley was open. Tip Lady put it on the money, but a great Delta defense.
Yeah, I think he was maybe intending there for Hefflinger, was not too far from Quigley in that pattern, but boy, it just pretty tough threading the needle there between those green shirts, and they made a play on it.
Well, we're going to need some more of that tight end over the middle magic as we did before. It's 3rd and 15 for Liberty Center at Delta's 40-yard line. 7:29 left here in the first half. Rolling out, Tip Lady in trouble, and he's sacked for only the second time all year.
Yeah.
Loss of 7 on the play.
Seth Weekers back here trying to make a block on a Delta boy in the Tiger backfield, and he didn't quite get her done. A sack results there.
All right, now the Tigers are going to need a good shoemaker punt. West back at his own 42-yard line. Vickers, the younger Vickers, the sophomore, Marcus back at his 30.
This time
there it is, the high floater taken there. Slowed down and tripped up by Weekers.
Hesterman also.
Yeah, Hesterman in there to polish him up. And so Delta will take over inside their own 25-yard line. 6:44 to go here in this second quarter. Fast-moving game. Also, we've got Meyer Badenhop Insurance Agency with Glenn Badenhop in Napoleon, Bob and Marge in Liberty Center. Special sponsors, Ken and Robin Carpenter, the Liberty Athletic Boosters, and of course, John Slagle and the memory of good old Donnie Sharp championing those dirty, rotten yellow flags. Now, Delta with a triumvirate of receivers out here, but they give straight up the middle. Tigers get a good hit on the running back. Gain of a couple on the play. We'll give him 3.
Yeah.
2nd and 7.
I think Tate Slee making making a hit on that particular play. All right, Quigley and Perkslick come out.
Marcus Vickers in motion, little play action. They wait. Now they're going to throw the home run ball. Tigers back there, and Hefflinger all over that along with Irving.
24 and then number 20, Jacob Howard out there making a good play. Also Shoemaker over there in that neck of the woods. So Tigers had good coverage on that ball.
Well, that time they just don't have the same polish that the Tigers do with that passing game.
No.
Vickers come out in motion, 47, and as he swung out of the backfield, he had a couple open steps.
Yeah.
And never spotted.
But it looked like that play was maybe designed for
to go deep.
Something deep there.
Yeah, good point. You are right.
3rd and 7, though. Tiger defense playing tough.
Out of shotgun. Quick out caught, and that's going to be enough for a Delta 1st and 10.
Howard, Irving,
and Slee. Well, that time he got out just far enough that the quarterback had lofted over everybody's head, and Vickers simply ran underneath it for the first down. So Delta gets out from their deeper in their end. They've got a 1st and 10 at their just beyond their own 36-yard line. 5:40 left here in the first half. Full house backfield out of the T formation, man in motion going right. Give to the second back through. Oh my, ouch. Well, and that's all she wrote.
Spike, we saw that play develop there, and they had about 2 cracks at him right there at line of scrimmage, but he had a gap, and the Tigers didn't have a head-on shot where they could make contact and impede his progress. It was just a track race, and there she went.
Well, 63-yard score, and that was much like the same touchdown as before. They know that with Derek Vickers, you've got to stop him at the line of scrimmage. You've got to get a body on him quick, because with his, he really is quick. Once he gets into the secondary, he turns that up into another gear, and very difficult to catch. Snap good, and the point after touchdown is good as well. 5:22 to go here in the first half. It's Delta 14, Liberty Center 0.
All right.
All right, now the Tigers have to figure something out here in the last 5:22 of this half. They trail 14-0. Here's the kickoff. Line drive floater is going to take a terrible Liberty Center bounce. Hefflinger will pick it up back near the goal line. And, boy, he might have got it back. We'll call it the 13 or 14-yard line, and that's it.
Yeah, that took a long time to find the handle on that ball. Actually, an effective kickoff by the Panthers. And, boy, those green shirts with a lot of team quickness were really bearing down on the Tigers there.
Yeah. Well, and that's a very difficult play to make. That's like a knuckleball, to try to handle. And once the thing hits, you ain't got a chance.
That's what they want, They don't want it out there. Well, here it is. Here's your lollipop,
All right. Wide package to the far side, or to the short side, and a completion over there to Irving on the quick out route. So the Tigers are going to pick up about 5 or 6 on the play.
Yeah, just about exactly 5 minutes, Spike, and that's a long way to drive the football, but we've seen the Tigers do that many times over the years, so there's time to make an impression on that scoreboard on the visitor side, and we need that.
All right, gain of 5, 2nd and 5. Tigers come to the line of scrimmage. You got Irving spread out wide to this side. Quick drop out there, and that's deflected at the line of scrimmage. That's another thing we haven't seen much of this year with the height of Evan Tiplady. He's usually above the pass rush. That time somebody got a hand up at the right spot, and incomplete. Evan Tiplady makes the long jaunt to the sideline to bring in a play. Tigers now with that 3rd, and we're going to call it a short 5. Ball at right around the 20-yard line. It's Hesterman now spread out wide out this side. Irving spread out wide to the far side. Straight drop back, caught by Irving, up across the 30-yard line, and that's going to be enough for a Tiger first down.
This drive by Irving there. Dan Irving of 5'10" Southmore.
Yeah, Irving with a little jitter-jatter step and then made the put on the afterburners on that quick slant, and the tip lady hits him in stride. Gain of about, we'll call it 12 on the play.
Tip lady being on target if he's got just a little time to make that throw.
Yeah. Now the give straight ahead after they've run the air game, and that good for a couple. Up the middle, you know, you've got to keep them off balance, and whatever you can get on first down helps. Second down, and we'll call it about a long 8 yards to go.
Yeah, all right. Brandon Stacy out there setting that huddle up like it ought to be, Spike.
Well, Tigers need something here. You know, he's done a great job for them. The Tiger offensive line has done a good job. They've gotten better every week. All right, quick drop, pump fake. Hesterman going to try to go deep and picked off. A lot of bumping and grinding down here.
Yeah, they're going to let it stand. I thought maybe we might get a call on that, but I think AD's determined they were both going for the ball, and of course offense and defense equally eligible, Spike. And
well, and then what hurt was during the pass route, Hesterman, when he did his down out and then turned it up, there was a collision there with the defender, and the ball wasn't in the air yet, and so they couldn't call that part of it. But that threw it. Yes, that threw him off of half a stride, you know, and enough to allow the Delta defender the position.
Yeah.
So they've got the ball on their own 35-yard line, 3:34 left, second period. Here is the give. Little scat back move, but brought down quickly with maybe a yard gain.
Perchlik on him and somebody else on the bottom.
You know, Perchlik.
Now the
no, McClory in there, I think. Well, Perchlik, McClory, I believe.
Tip lady's been picked off twice, but on both those passes, they were passes that probably ought to have been thrown. You're just
yes. Oh yeah, I agree.
You got to try and make that play.
I agree.
And Delta was just in position to make a play on it.
Yeah, without this bump over here, that's a probable completion to Hesterman. Little inside handoff again, and a gain of a couple on the play. Running the football for Delta, number 48, Derek Lambert. That's a kind of a new name in their offensive scheme. So, with 2:38 clock running here in the second period, Delta sitting on a 14-0 lead, and they've got the football at their own 40-yard line. Panthers don't seem to be in any hurry here, as they're appearing to be milking the clock. Marcus Vickers in motion this way, coming the other way, and no gain there. Liberty Center gang tackling. They've got 9 players in on that hit.
Yeah, Tigers battling very hard here on defense. And Spike, you take two plays away from this Delta attack, and Tigers have got them even, if not advantage to the Tigers.
Right. Well, you know, we get the ball down there at their 15-yard line. We've got to put it in. We've got to find a way to get it in.
Yeah, right there early to start the game.
And you take this play right here that we just saw a few plays ago to Hesterman. Normally that's a 40-yard completion. All right, back to punt. High wobbling kick, angles off toward the sideline, and it'll be down there at about just outside the 30-yard line.
Well, a little time here, Spike. Tigers could perhaps get something done here.
Yeah, minute 26. I'm surprised that Coach Vickers played it pretty soft. You know, one big pass play and you're knocking on the door again. So, but he's sitting on the 2-touchdown lead. He's allowed to play it a little safe. All right, right, Liberty Center uses a timeout after the long sideline discussion. 14-0 Delta with 1:26 to go in the half. Oh, and that one I think might have got away. Somebody reached a hand in there from behind and grabbed and yanked, and Delta will take over.
The signal is for the Green Panthers, and Tiger defense is going to have to get tough right now.
Yeah, now Delta, instead of playing it pretty soft the last possession, now with the ball at Liberty Center's 34. Now they line up in the wing tee set to the right. Man in motion toward the football. Give to the second back through is Vickers. Vickers slowed down from behind.
Perchlik there. No, yeah, Perchlik.
Perchlik or Hesterman.
64.
84.
Yeah, 84 and 64.
Yeah. Yeah, again, we got a lot of same numbers, and it makes it a little more difficult. Clock running just under a minute now, and Delta still not in any hurry to run anything here. They may go for one big bomb here somewhere. This might be the play. A wide out to either side. Single setback wing from the left. They look to throw short, and that's going to be caught down at the 20, down to the 19-yard line, I believe. Now Delta will finally use a timeout. Ball spotted instead now at the 20.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Spike, I was just going to say, Delta could put a point or two up there that'd be pretty hard to get past if they could execute right here at the end of the first half.
Yeah, I was a little surprised though. They weren't really charging, trying to make things happen quick, but they are in position. So we'll be back after the timeout. 40 seconds to go. The Panthers come to the line of scrimmage. A wide out to either side. Two running backs. And now Vickers goes in motion slowly.
Yeah, that should have been wrongful motion on the green team there.
Yeah, you picked her out, Jimmy. I don't know what it was, but I know we had Vickers in motion. I didn't see anybody else flinch.
Yeah, they were moving forward, clear over there on the right side a little bit. Just, that's just what it was. They weren't set.
Now, this
didn't stay set.
Every 5 yards helps the Tigers here. They've got Delta with a 1st and 15 at their own at Liberty Center's 25-yard line. Tigers trying to use that 3-5 to their advantage to try to disguise the blitzes, and now they've got to just go with their defense formation. They look for the home run ball. Somebody got a hand on it and knocked away. A great defensive play.
Number 20 out there. Jacob Howard figured in that.
I believe he was the one that made the play, Jimmy. Did it look to you like the pass was tipped or his arm was hit? Because the ball floated out there.
I don't know, but we haven't touched this quarterback when he's been in a passing mode yet. His blocking up front, his protection seems to be all he needs, Spike.
Well, and I think part of the reason there is they're only sending 2 guys out.
Okay, well.
And where Liberty's sending out 3 and usually 4.
Yeah, I think that's probably.
That could be the difference to my untrained eye. Now Vickers again in motion. The deep pitch, they run the same play. And hit bottom right up there. Smackarino!
Yeah, Hesterman.
None other.
And he was blocked, too. But he got off his block. Made a play.
Yep. Hesterman, truly one of the finest defensive players in the NWAL.
Yeah,
Hands
he's got to be in line for some year-end awards for his activities out there, Spike, especially when he got healthy. He had a bad wheel there early on. Boy, when he got healthy, all of a sudden he was a one-man wrecking crew.
All right, we've got a Delta timeout.
3rd and 17, so Tigers are keeping them away from the first down markers as well as their own goal.
The Panthers come to the line of scrimmage. 26.8 seconds to go. 3rd and 17 from the 27. Partially a little bobbled there. Now the quick drop.
Yeah.
And a big hit. Oh, yes.
Number 44, Wes Shoemaker over there making sure that ball wasn't advanced. Spike, it almost looked like the quarterback in shotgun position put his knee to the ground to make the reception.
That was close, yes.
I suppose the film would tell, and the only opinion that matters comes from the striped shirts out there, but that just didn't look right. Seemed like he should have been downed where he tried to make that reception from his shotgun position.
All right, the headhunter, Wes Shoemaker, lays another big one on the receiver.
That's
and now
4th down.
Yeah, they've got it on the 20-yard line. Those losses and the penalty, you know, that comes up big now because Delta obviously 37 yards away from a possible field goal.
Yeah. It was imperative that the Tigers keep Delta out of the end zone here right as a halftime, Spike. You gonna try it?
Okay, we'll see here, 37 yards away. Snap good. Kick, and I don't think, Jim, it's going to make it. Caught there in the end zone. Tigers look to return it. You know, I swear Shoemaker leaped 3 feet above the crossbar to take that away.
I don't know, but he was going to be the goalkeeper back there for the Tigers at the goal line. But the kick was a little short, and Tiger defense keeps them off the scoreboard. Right there at the end, Spike, would have been awful hard to overcome.
Well, and I hope that looms very big later on. So at the end of the first half, Delta with 2 big touchdown runs of over 60 yards. They lead the Tigers 14-0. We'll be back for the Tiger halftime show.
Presenting the Liberty Center Tiger Band. The band is under the direction of Larry Line and assisted by Nathan Hudson. Our twirlers are Abby Evans and Robin Vincent, with advisor Nicole Gherkin. The band is led on the field by this year's senior band captain, Mel Seedorf. is set to an old-time favorite. Here's Deep Purple's Smoke on the Water. Our majorette feature tonight is by our own Abby Evans with Pretty Fly. We appreciate your support tonight and hope you enjoy both bands. We close our show tonight with one of our all-time favorites. Here's Liberty Center's version of Barbara Ann.
And he's going to break it. All right. 15 Tip Lady made a heroic, hard upending tackle there at the yard line. Otherwise, Panther return looked like it was going to go all the way. So good field position for the Panthers as they start their first possession and drive of the second half. Tiger had time to talk about a lot of things during half. Made some adjustments, we believe. Moose Butler on the stop right there. No, that was Slee. Tate Slee on the stop. Center linebacking position there. Good tough play. Scant gain of 2 yards for the Panther back. All right, 2nd and 8 for the Panthers. Tiger defense ready to go. Good gang tackle. No, it was a fake. Wow, just about all of us bought in on that fake up the middle. And then the subsequent pitch running to the Tiger defensive left side. Good for a first down. Puts the ball on the Tiger 37-yard line, so a gain of 13 yards on that play. We have an equipment problem here on Spike's transmitter, but he's going to be up and ready for action shortly.
Okay, set to go, I believe. Delta now in Liberty Center.
There you go ahead. I'll work on any of these.
All right, we'll try to get caught up here. 10 and a half to go, third period. Delta with a 2nd and 8 at the Tiger 35-yard line. Give to Marcus Vickers, and he picks up about, we'll call it 3 on the play. Howard in there. And Slee, yeah, number 25. All right, from that second half, first downs, each team with 5 first downs. And Liberty Center controlled the clock. 16 minutes for Liberty, 12 for Delta, but the Panthers with those 2 60-yard touchdown runs, that's the difference in the game here. All right, wing T formation, they pitch wide going right to Vickers, looks for running room, but the Tigers hem that in on 3rd down and 5. Jim, I don't know, it's going to be close.
Still fighting for yardage over there. Looked initially like they had him dead to rights, but I don't know, second effort, whether he got her done or not.
I believe he's going to be a little short. That'll bring it 4th down and about 1. And we're in that area of the field on the 32-yard line where if I were Delta, I would assume that I would sure be thinking about going for it. 4th and 1. And the ball officially at the 28-yard line. So the Panthers come out with that wide formation to the right, wing T to the right. Here is the give to Derek Vickers, slowed down.
Perchlik, I think, had a shot at him almost there.
Yeah, he got him slowed down, but not enough until Vickers could plow ahead for about 3 yards and enough for a first down. Good Tiger defense, but the Panthers very good at the point of attack, Jimmy. Both sides of the football. This is a very, very good football team.
Yes, it is. They haven't been making mistakes, and they have good team quickness. And then, of course, you have the Vickers brothers out there, excellent athletes.
Chase under center. Not much running room there on the right side.
Tigers did not allow a hole to be opened up there on the left defensive front there for the Tigers.
Excuse me, Betts the quarterback. My bad on the call. So 2nd down and 9. Jimmy, from the Liberty Center standpoint, 8:40 here in the 3rd quarter, still a lot of time, but you just can't let Delta get into the end zone again.
Oh, that's exactly the case, Spike. Down 2 scores again.
Uh-oh, play action, a lot of pressure, and the ball overthrown. Good coverage out there.
Yep, and Mr. Hesterman got a good lick on the Delta quarterback. That should help in the future.
I believe that was Hefflinger out there on the coverage, number 3. So that'll bring up 3rd down and 9 from the 24, and the Tigers desperately need a 0 here.
Yeah, it seems like when the Panthers really need a good piece of yardage to move the sticks, they like that quick pitch, that outside pitch, trying to get around the ends.
Well, Liberty, to Liberty's credit, they've not allowed Delta a lot of room up the middle.
You're right.
Well, they give it on a little reverse back to Marcus Vickers, and he picks up a big chunk of yards, and that's going to be awfully close to a 1st and 10. We'll wait for the spot. Of course, Jim and I, we're in the Liberty Center visiting stands. Landis, our cameraman, high atop Panther Stadium up on the 50-yard line, so his view is going to be very good, while Jim and I have a little bit rougher on the angles.
It's good you point that out, Spike, because they're probably wondering why we miss them once in a while.
Well, I miss them anyway. All right, 4th and 1 at the Tigers 16. Tigers need a stop here in the worst way.
Yeah, and I think they did.
Boy, that's going to be close. What a Tiger effort. What a job.
I think they closed the door over there. Who's getting up off the bottom there?
Slee, I believe, or Butler, is it?
Yeah, Butler.
Yep, Butler.
Yep, going the other way. The Tigers
What
held.
a defensive stop.
The Tigers held. You know, Spike, I'm impressed with your defense. I sensed it would be that way. The first half, the Tigers played a whale of a ball game, but for 2 plays. Well, the 2 plays stand up pretty large on the scoreboard there.
Well, and let's
the Panthers.
Right, let's break that down real quick. Vickers has 10 carries for 128 yards. Well, 118 of them came on 2 plays. In fact, it might be 128. They pretty much held him down other than that. All right, give into the line. Tigers probably get a couple on that play, and that'll make it 2nd and 8.
On the mail carry there.
Offense for Liberty Center, 84 yards of offense with Delta 195. 150 of that coming on the ground. Liberty Center 20 carries for only 17 yards.
Wow.
And blame that on this tremendous Delta defense.
Yeah.
All right, give off the left side. Tigers jockeying, but not a lot of running room again. Jim, this has to be one of the best interior defenses that I've seen in high school football.
Well, this was picked to be some of the cream, if not the cream, of the NWOAL as they got preseason talk around. But they do have a blemish on their record. Patrick Henry got them, and Delta's had to live with that.
All right, Wes Shoemaker, number 44, on 3rd down and 6, comes into the lineup, replacing Hesterman. He's going to be split out wide out here, along with Irving to this side of the field. Here is the drop. They're going to throw deep, and oh my.
Wow.
Well, something got messed up on the pass routes.
Yeah.
And the ball falls incomplete, nearly picked off. In fact, if the 2 Delta players would have realized where they were.
Yeah, actually, both the Delta players had a shot at that ball. They had a hand on it, but couldn't reel her in. So Shoemaker going to stay in there and likely punt it. We did see him from that position convert a
17-yard pass completion to Hesterman. Oh boy.
They're going to count up the number out there. Somebody's got too many players out there. Let's count them up there for Delta. Landis, how many you got out there?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, I can't tell.
I can't either.
Holy moly. Boy, that changes things drastically. Now, Jimmy boy, we're looking at 4th and 1. Who cares where we're at on the field?
Exactly. Yeah, I think Delta had an extra player out there. I believe that. I don't know. Landis on the camera and you watching this are going to know exactly.
Hey,
I think that was
I
the
love
call.
this. 4th and 1 on our own 25. Hey, we're down. Let's go. Here is the give. A lot of running room out there.
Yeah.
First down yardage and more. Great call. Great game.
All right, Spike, that's a spark that might just ignite this Tiger offense. That's some life.
That time running behind Quigley, Honacki, and Weekers. Tigers come up with about 5 on the play. It'll be 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line. 6:12 to go, 3rd period. Tigers send Irving wide to this side. And a double wing package. Slee the lone setback. Now in motion, they're going to pitch to him. Slee was out as a wing, and he gets caught in the backfield.
Slee draws a tremendous crowd every time he gets near that ball, Spike. I'm telling you, the green shirts are watching for number 25. But then, you know, they had plenty of time to study the Tigers' tendencies, and they know that he's prime ball carrier for the Tigers, and so they're figure, well, we're not going to let Slee beat us.
Yeah, well, and they run the same offense. This is the wing T offense.
Yeah.
All right, now Slee, the lone setback. Double wing package, man in motion. And they're going to fake it the other way, and they bring it back this way, coming around.
Is that Hesterman on that carry? Who is that? Going to get up there. Yeah,
I believe, it was the wing back, a little wing back reverse. And the Tigers pick up about, we'll call it 4 on the play, but still. And a timeout for a player injured. So, okay, in that first half, Liberty Center ran 32 plays for 84 yards. That's about 2.5 yards of play. And Delta, 23 plays for 195. That averages out to about 7.5 yards of play. Now quick drop, fires out there, and a great catch by Irving. Nope, now they're going to rule he bobbled it.
Yeah, he didn't hang on quite long enough. I thought he did make another whale of a play. He'd caught in 2 before, just good sure-handed grabs, and so it looked like he came up with that one.
Well, and it was a tough chance. He had to leap in the air at the apex of his jump. And I think when he hit the ground, that was the deciding factor. But a good effort. I think it was going to be a yard or 2 short regardless. Of course, in our case, who cares? It was 4th and 1. Now Shoemaker, line drive punt, and that's going to be taken back there at the 37-yard line. And hit almost immediately.
24 there. Also,
Pat Irving, or not Pat, excuse me.
54, 24 and 54. 24 being Dan
Irving,
and 54, of course, Seth Weekers.
Well, the clock continues to, well, not immediately, but it continues to move against the Liberty Center.
Yeah, this third quarter's beginning to wind down a little bit, Spike. Tigers need a turnover.
Yep.
They need to come up with a loose ball or pick one up. And
Delta has the ability to use a lot of clock on their long running drives. Give to Derek Vickers, and a gain of maybe 3 on the play. Bring up 2nd down and 7. I didn't get the tackler.
No, I didn't catch it that time either. But the Tiger defense came to town, and
oh, the Tiger defense has played superbly
they
again
have,
tonight.
Spike, and you've got to acknowledge with all of Delta's talent at the running back that they would spring a couple of them on there, and they have.
Give again to Vickers off the right side. No, my holy cow. Damian Mays with a slight chance. I lost it again, Jim.
I did myself, Spike. We need a replay on that to see what happened, but he even had a blocker with him and skirted down there. Damian Mays, as you say, the only possible shot, and the blocker was able to screen him off. Delta making it look easy when they break a long one.
Well, when you've got a running with their offensive line as good as it is, and with a running back, obviously one of the best backs in the league, and Derek Vickers, you concentrate on him so much that all of a sudden that little fake and then quick pitch,
Yep.
you're very susceptible to the big play. So a 57-yard touchdown run, the third big play for Delta, all three resulting in scores. High snap, kick sails, and just stays within the left uprights. You know, these are short uprights, Jim.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Yes, they are.
They look awful
I
short.
wonder if it's a home field prerogative.
Well,
Wouldn't you think they need to be standard? Of course,
Probably-
it's a plane, you know.
Yeah.
You know, but Jiminy, that's had much of a gun sight there. Would it be for a kicker?
I would say that would be paramount. The kick, line drive, spinner heading for the sideline. Not going to make it. Picked up over there by Hefflinger, and he's going to get up to around the 25-yard line or so, where the Tigers will take over there at the 4:01 mark of the third period.
A pretty good room there for Tate Slee. Probably the biggest gain from scrimmage there. Good 7-yard pickup off the Tiger right side, right over the tackle there.
Well, that side we've got Perchlik, number 64, the guard, and Phil Miller, number 58, tackle. Well, sooner or later, things have to fall for you, and the Tigers aren't out of this thing completely, but they do need to get a score and get it quick. That time, give off to Slee off the left side, and very little gain.
We need a few of those yards that Tate Slee accumulated last week. And they had him scoring 4 touchdowns for a spike, or was it 4 rushing touchdowns?
5
plus,
rushing touchdowns.
Plus a receiving
Yep.
touchdown and a whole bunch of yards.
You know, with a team as quick as Delta, the way they fly to the football, if you can just catch them in that quick seam one time and get it through that seam, you're gone.
Yep, you could show them a clean pair of heels yourself.
Yeah, but the Tigers just haven't been able to do that. Uh-oh, now that better be interference. He got tripped up.
Wow.
And I don't believe we're going to get the call.
No, and there's
their legs tangled, and
official there within 3 yards of the play, and he didn't see anything he didn't like.
well, I must have missed something. I'm going to have to make sure I see that on the replay. Well, that will bring up 4th down and 5. Liberty from their own 29-yard line. Again, a good pass rush. Flushed Tiplady out of the pocket a little bit too early, and had to hurry his throw.
Oh, they're short a man out there, the Tigers. They
All right.
They invite Bodenbender to get out there.
Good snap. Shoemaker, line drive, end over end, hits at the 44, takes a superb Tiger roll, and that's going to go all the way down to the 20-yard line.
That was an effective punt there by Wes Shoemaker.
51 yards and no return on that good bounce.
Good coverage, though. Tigers right down there ready to make a play on.
That's why that end over end punt, you don't have to get it high because you're usually going to get the great hop.
Get the roll, yeah.
What hurts is when they can come up and field that thing clean.
Yeah.
Which is easier said than done. Now, Delta will set up there at their own 20 with 2:38 left in the third quarter. Now you've got to start playing for wrap the guy up, and somebody's got to go for the football. Tigers staying with that 3-man front. Purdue now, number 9, into the football game as a outside linebacker. And Purdue there to make the hit, helped by Irving, but a good solid gain for the Panthers as they pick up 8 and get up to the 27-yard line. We'll call it a gain of 7, 2nd and 3, 2:18, clock running here in the third quarter. You know, Jim, it's just, like I said, time of possession at halftime favored Liberty. Each team with 5 first downs, but Delta's defense at the point of attack and their 2 big plays have been the difference.
Oh, Tigers had a real good first half, but for the fact they should have scored when they had it in the red zone, Spike. And, you know, we can reflect on, well, what plays were called and what happened that we didn't score, but boy, when you get an opportunity like that, you just got to put some points up.
You know, Liberty's been able to keep Delta from getting any too many sustained drives.
Right.
For the most part.
Yep.
Now we're into that danger zone, though, where you're already trailed by 3 scores, and Delta starting to grind it out into the rhythm, and it's going to be difficult for Liberty to stop them here. Now we're going to find out what the Tigers can dig down and do. All right, give now to the secondary back, slowed down.
Damian Mays had a piece of him. He was able to kind of run through that tackle and had some help over there from the secondary on the left side of the Tiger defense. But they're getting yards, Spike. They're
3rd straight gain of 7 yards or more, and that's typical of the game situation. As we see it in the NWAL when the clock winding down to about the end of the 3rd period. All right, Panthers come out. They stay in the full house backfield. Long count. Give to Vickers, second through, and a great
Hesterman there.
Yep, Hesterman coming across, making a good shoestring hit, and a gain of only 1 yard on the play. Hesterman again, as we've talked about him so many times, proving why he's one of the premier defensive players in the NWAL.
All right, Tigers have a scheme. They sent some replacements in there, Spike, so they know what package they want. It's 3rd and short. We'll see what Delta has.
3rd and 2 at their own 42-yard line. They're going to run the deep pitch to Vickers, looking for a running room, and has it and more, heading down the sideline, and finally blasted out of bounds. No, we've got a flag way back, a couple of yards deep beyond the line of scrimmage.
Green shirts there, Spike.
14-yard gain, I believe, by Vickers will be negated by, I think, a hold.
Yep, it's a holding signal there.
The flag laying at the 41, so supposedly back at the 31-yard line. And all of a sudden, we're looking at a 3rd down and 12. Field position changes drastically here. This will be the final play of the 3rd quarter. 2.5 seconds left.
Well, Spike, that's a omen for the Tigers here. Now they have to capitalize on this and get a stop so that they can force a punt by the Panthers as they look to start the 4th quarter. Got to do that.
Delta now with a wide out to either side. 2 running backs, and we're going to get a motion penalty, I believe.
Against Green, that's going to cost him another 5. Now, that's a good defensive, advantage there by the Tigers. If they can move them backwards via the yellow flag, that's all working toward the Tigers' efforts.
We look back to the Archbold game with Delta when they led Delta 27-7 at halftime. That had to be all in the air, that type of offense. There's no way Archbold could run on it.
First half Archbold and second half Delta, and Delta ended up with a 1-point victory.
Bad snap. They run a little, what are they, that little shovel pass straight ahead.
We call that a shovel pass, I think.
Gain of about 9 on the play, but not nearly enough for a 1st and 10.